Hello everyone, we're forward to head coach Smyrniotis. Take questions in the room.
Hey, Coach. I know you talked to me about the weather. What would have been, I guess, ideal in this case? Did you like the weather today? The attention very different from what we're used to seeing in case, or did you like it at all?
It's different, but you have to deal with it. And that's the reality of the game. And those are conditions that are brought up. It's nothing you can control. It's not about liking it, not liking it. You're playing a game. It's the same for both teams. Yeah, in the first half, I thought, we're good for one or two goals. Then if you don't score, and when you have those types of chances against a quality team like our opponent, the quality will find a moment in the game to punish you. And that's how we're going to win today. Look at it from the first 45 minutes to the second half.
Bobby, 5 new or kind of new players in the starting line with you today. How do you feel that those players integrated and obviously a really tough test to get the team out of the club?
Yeah, I thought it was good. Like I said, for the most part, and that's what I told the players, it's happy and proud with the performance. And just upset that they deserve more as players for today and for the performance in difficult conditions. Yeah, for both teams. But again, I go back to when you look at the first half and the opportunities that were there. We created them. We played some excellent football to create them. Again, then being resilient and staying on task in the second half, even though you've gone down and you missed some fantastic opportunities there as well. So that's the disappointment that we come out with is they deserve a lot more from this match. But again, there's 2 quality moments of the opponent. And then that's what you gotta be careful of. You gotta take your chances and lose.
Bobby, obviously, you call them quality moments, and they were 2 fantastic goals. But can you take us in the mind of a coach when you create that many chances and then you give away a free kick like that, and you're still down 1 and you're just hoping to keep it out, and then you stick it in the back of the net in almost an unsavable free kick?
Yeah, those are the things you think about as the game goes on. It's you've been around this game long enough. It's got this cruel way of punishing teams. Sometimes we're on the positive end of it. Today we're on the negative end of it, and those are the moments you obviously want to avoid. But again, it's what I've told the guys. It's we've got a game in a week, and we've got to go play and get a result. That's the bottom line. It's we put a performance in here today in difficult conditions, like for everyone, but the task still remains the same going into Mexico. We don't change our mentality.
I realize you don't want to make excuses here, but the lack of finishing at the net could have been a couple there, but part of that is because of this game you haven't had anything.
I mean, you could say that, but for an inch the ball goes in, and then you'll say otherwise. Yeah, of course, we know that going into this match. It's why we talk about it being, more about the tactical components after being good for us, because it's not us being match sharp, it's not us being match fit and all of that. And to be honest, for the most part, I think tactically the guys were excellent. What we needed to do, especially in the first half. And in the second half, still did a good job, but it becomes much different once there's a goal from the opponent. It kind of changes the way things are, changes the way they go about the game as well. And we've always talked about it. Can we play these games in July? But that's not a question for me. It's a question for Conferencia.
Bobby, speaking of the tactics a little bit, it seemed like Rama was causing a lot of issues, especially in the first half with those runs from in deep. I guess how great is to have a player like him back of his bravery, and just your thoughts on his performance today.
Yeah, he's obviously a bold player, and he knows when to take those moments. And there's moments you see him playing in a striker's role and around the ball, and you'll see that throughout his time here. But he knows when to take those moments. That's discussions that we have, but we need his energy. His energy is fantastic in a team. It's contagious in a team. I think Marco did an excellent job in his debut on the left side as well, and bringing that energy and good decision making. Yeah, I'm gonna say good link-up play with Mo. Sometimes it didn't look like that, but it wasn't so much about the football, it was about the pitch itself. But you see moments out there, and the guy playing some brilliant football in our first competitive match. And that's always the challenge. You know, this is your first competitive match, and it's no excuse because I'll play the game 100 times over. But it is the first game, and when you've got your opportunities, you got to take them. And if you don't, you're playing a team that's in mid-season form, and they'll take theirs.
Coach, I know on a game like this, again, one of the themes here is about pitch. But obviously, you've seen certain things in the first half that you might wanted to change maybe at halftime. Can you just give us an idea of what you try to change at halftime to see if you can, this maybe you find some way to minimize, the focus of the pitch and try and get something from the match?
Yeah, first of all, we don't change much from the first half because we're going to be up 2-0. So that's simple. A lot of good movement on the right side of the pitch, and in the second half, maybe we did have that movement occur on the left side of the pitch and look like it was a better side of the field where more football could be played. They also had that a little bit of advantage you saw in the beginning of the second half, and we discussed that inside just to make sure that we're aware of that. We had a lot of positive situations along that area, so we knew something. We think that their staff could see and kind of look at, but no, it wasn't something that we needed to change that was going on in the first half. And the first half was brilliant all around. And motion 0-0.
Any other questions? Thank you, Bonnie. Thanks, Bonnie.